Hey there, my name is Megan and welcome to my channel or welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing my Y'all Fest book haul. This is a book festival that I try to attend every single year, and it is hosted by publishers, and they often give away advanced reader copies of titles that are coming out in 2025. There are also a ton of authors that attend this event, and you can get books signed, and you can also attend panels where these authors speak. It is a two-day event. It's a lot of fun, and I like to go to try and snag advanced reader copies. So I have 12 books that I'm going to be hauling for you guys. Like I said, all of these titles are going to be released next year. So I'm going to be going through them by genre. So I'm going to start off with sci-fi. By the way, these are all young adult books. I'm going to start with YA sci-fi because there's only one. Then I'm going to go to YA fantasy, and lastly, YA contemporary. Some of the covers of these books might change before final publication, but I'm going to show you obviously what they look like as of right now. But before we go ahead and get on into the haul, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, as well as giving this video a like to throw my channel a little bit of support. Also, if you want to check out my Y'all Fest book hauls from previous years, I will link those up in the cards, as well as in the description box below. The first book is a YA sci-fi, and it is Thirsty Ground by Kimber St. Lawrence. I'm actually in the middle of reading this, and in this book we are following a world where Earth has been depleted of water. Several centuries ago, the remaining people exited Earth on this Ark-type spaceship, and they have been looking for water on distant planets ever since, and they've also returned to Earth a couple of times to see if maybe the Earth has regenerated itself and they can still find water. We are following Conway, who is a hydro seeker. He's being trained to find water, and him and his team actually land on Earth because there has been promise that water might be available there. Once they land on Earth, they find out that humans actually still live there, and there is this entire secret surrounding what is now known as the arid planet and how water is harvested, as well as what is going on with the people in space on the Ark where Conway has been born and raised. I'm actually quite liking this. I'm enjoying the writing style, and the story is engaging, so stay tuned for my review because I will be finishing this book soon. The release date for Thirsty Ground is May 2025. Next, I have The Losting Fountain by Laura Senf. I really like this cover because it has like the Rorschach, I guess, butterfly on the front, which really piqued my interest when I first saw this cover. In this book, we are following three characters, Ember, Miles, and Sam, and they've been called home. The only thing is they've never been home before. Outside of time lies this entity known as the Fountain. It's vast, unexplored, and full of wild and terrible things. The fountain can reward those who seek it, but it can also punish, and it has been punishing the cruel for a very long time. These three teens come from completely different timelines. Like I said, the fountain exists outside of time. They have to come together on a mission to restore cosmic balance, or the world that exists outside the fountain will be destroyed for all eternity. This book sounds incredibly speculative. It has been compared to The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert, as well as The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. So I'm actually very intrigued by what this story could entail. And this book actually comes out in December 2024, so next month. I apologize, I thought it was a 2025 release, but it does come out at the end of 2024. Next, we have The Otherwhere Post by Emily J. Taylor. The synopsis on the back is very short, but I'll go ahead and summarize. In this book, we are following a girl named Maeve. 7 years ago, she lost everything. One day, she receives a very mysterious letter in the mail, and the only thing it says is, "Your father is innocent." To uncover the truth, Maeve has to become an apprentice at the Otherwhere Post and learn the very dangerous magical art of scriptomancy. But the truth always has a price, and in Maeve's case, it might be her life. The Otherworld Post release date is March 2025. Then we have Illusions of Fire by Nisha Sharma. In this book, we're following a character named Layla, and her family owns a vineyard, but every single day she wakes up and trains in hand-to-hand combat with her aunts, who are actually demons sworn to protect Layla's mythological bloodline. Layla leads a peaceful and protected life until one day someone tries to kill her. This would-be assassin's name is Karan, and Lila soon learns that his family is also connected to immortal beings just like hers. He's on a mission to save his family, and his presence brings an influx of immortal beings who are actually there to destroy the world. Layla, Karan, and their families have to band together to try and save the world from evil. Illusions of Fire release date is February 2025. Next, we have The Rose Garden by Sasha Payton Smith. In this world, every single citizen of England is granted one wish from an immortal fairy queen. But Ivy Benton's debut season looks different. The fairy queen is hosting a competition, and the prize is the heart of her son. Ivy greedily agrees because she knows that if she wins this competition, it could actually help her family because her older sister actually made a bargain that destroyed their family. But as Ivy enters into this competition and makes deals with the fairies, she learns that there are some deep, dark things within this world that she might not be ready to explore. The Rose Bargain's release date is February 2025. Next, we have The Notorious Virtues by Alwyn Hamilton. In this book, we are following Nora. Nora is 16 years old. She is the daughter of the most powerful heiress in all of Wallstad. Her family controls all of the money, the politics, and all of the magic in this country. When Nora's mother's found dead, her family's money and influence and power is up for grabs. Nora will be pitted against her cousins in a competition, and the winner of that competition becomes the new heir and receives all the money and power of this family. There is a surprise twist when Lottie, Nora's illegitimate cousin, is taken from the convent where she has been stashed and brought to enter this competition, and she is definitely considered an outsider, but Nora and Lottie eventually become friends. Soon Nora discovers that her mother's death was actually a murder, and the only person that she can trust with this information is a rakish reporter. As this family competition goes underway, Lottie and Nora realize the only person that they can trust is each other, but in the end, only one person will live. And the entire future of this family's wealth, the control of the magic and politics in this country, will be bestowed upon the winner. The Notorious Virtues release date is April 2025. Next, we have one YA thriller, that is The Meadowbrook Murders by Jessica Goodman. We are following a main character named Amy and her best friend Sarah as they are seniors at this prestigious Meadowbrook Academy. Both girls are super excited to be returning to this school and really expect their senior year to be the best year yet. One day, Sarah and her boyfriend are found brutally murdered, and everyone thinks that Amy is the one who did it. In order to clear her name and help uncover who actually killed her best friend, Amy enlists the help of the school newspaper editor whose name is Liz, and Liz is not very well liked or trusted. She's kind of like a social outcast, but with a killer on the loose, Amy really has no choice. Meadowbrook Murders release date is February 2025. Moving on to young adult contemporaries, the first one is I Am the Cage. This is by Allison Sweet Krant. And when I was reading the synopsis on the back, I was a little bit unclear on what this entire story was about, but I'm going to tell you kind of what I think. We are following a main character named Elizabeth. Elizabeth is 19 years old. She recently moved to this little tiny remote cabin in the wilderness in Wisconsin, and she just wants to be left alone. When a massive snowstorm strikes, Elizabeth is forced to accept the help of the town sheriff, whose name is Noah. Elizabeth has to learn how to open herself up to relationships again because she has a lot of trauma for things that went on in her childhood. Now, the book does not specifically say what it was, but when I was flipping through the pages and I was kind of reading a couple things, it sounded like maybe the main character is a victim of childhood abuse or neglect or injury or something along those lines, where she is bringing that trauma into adulthood and is having trouble developing relationships because of that. So it sounds like it's going to be a very emotional book and show a lot of growth and very character driven, more than plot driven. I Am the Cage's release date is February 2025. Next, we have A Catalogue of Burnt Objects by Shauna Youngdahl. In this book, we're following a 17-year-old main character named Caprice. She lives in a town in California, and she's kind of going through a couple of things in life right now. Basically, her older brother is returning home, and he had done something at one point that tore the family apart. The back doesn't say what it was. Maybe it was a crime he did. Maybe he went to prison. Maybe he went to the military. But whatever the reason, he is coming back into Caprice's life. She's currently dating someone. She's also in the middle of developing an app that will help win her a college scholarship. So she's got a lot going on in her life. One day, a wildfire strikes in the area of California where she lives. These events force Caprice to reckon with a future that is unable to predict. Release date for a catalog of burnt objects is March 2025. Then we have Love, Canter, Action by Katie Gilbert. And this book sounds like it has a lot of those really popular romance tropes like enemies to lovers and fake dating. In this book, we're following a main character named Nora, and her mother recently died, and she was forced to go live with her father and his new wife. But she wants out. She wants to leave rural Georgia where she lives, and she gets this opportunity when a prestigious equine school opens up in Montana, and she's able to get into this school. And for work, she gets a job working on a movie set out in Montana with the horses. To her horror, Nora realizes that the main character cast in this movie is actually a teenage heartthrob. His name is Alexander, and Alexander is riding the coattails of this very public scandal. One day, a paparazzi catches a picture of the two of them in the middle of an argument, and it is completely skewed that they are having this passionate love affair. Eager to capitalize on the press, Alexander offers Nora a deal, go on 3 fake dates with him, and he will cover all of the cost for her equine schooling in Montana. But the lines between movie scripts and reality end up blurring, especially when the scandal surrounding Alexander ends up coming to the forefront and hurting Nora's relationship with him, and she has to choose the next path to take regarding her life. Honestly, this book sounds super cute. I'm not a big YA contemporary reader, but this one sounds just like something I actually would enjoy. Love, Canter, Action comes out in May 2025. Next, we have Bingsu for Two by Sujin Witherspoon. This is another book that has the fake dating trope in it. We are following a main character named River Langston Lee, who just does not have his stuff together. In the past 24 hours, he dumped his girlfriend, walked out of the SATs, and quit his parents' cafe shop. Somehow he still manages to catch a gig at a Korean restaurant, and he ends up meeting a girl that works there. Her name is Sarong Cho, and she is hell-bent on doing everything she can to make Langston's life a living hell. After River accidentally uploads a video of his coworkers to his fandom account, they go viral, and everybody is shipping Sarong and Langston, even though they don't like each other. In order to keep the internet's attention, as well as bring in more patrons and money into this cafe, Sarong and Langston decide to play into this fake dating. But when Bingsu for Two, the restaurant, gets the attention of Langston's family's cafe down the street, as well as some unwanted internet attention and fame, Langston has to decide how to navigate these new conflicts, as well as the feelings that he has been developing for his coworker Sarong. Release date for Bingsu for Two is January 2025. And lastly, we have Everything I Promised You by Katie Upperman. In this book, we are following a main character named Leah, and we are also following a boy named Beck, and they have been in each other's lives their entire life. In fact, Leah's mother was told by a fortune teller that Beck would be Leah's eternal soulmate type thing. One day, tragedy strikes, taking Beck away from Leah, and she has to learn how to navigate this new life without Beck, as well as learn how to forge her own path, her own destiny, despite what the fortune teller said, and despite what she thought was going to be the pathway for her life all along. Release date for Everything I Promised You is February 2025. Okay, you guys, that is it for my book haul. Let me know in the comments which one of these releases you are excited for in 2025. Also, let me know in the comments if there are any one of these books that you would like me to prioritize reading and reviewing for you guys before they come out. I'm probably going to read them in as close to release date order as I can, but no guarantees. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in another video soon. Goodbye!